This is Eric Posaple with Body Morph Pros. I'm here with the Physique brothers, Ed Honn and Vinny Lawdenski, just coming off of some pretty crappy performances at the Continental. I think you guys got, what, first and second?
Just bad placement, really, all the way around.
So, yeah, I know that when you win overalls, generally you're pretty bummed, so I figured you'd be pretty upset coming in here to work out. But I caught up with these guys. We did a back workout here at USA Gym down in Bridgeview, Chuck Sanow's gym. It's kind of the Midwest Mecca, so for those of you that haven't checked it out, come down here. But we blasted a back workout. So wanted to kind of talk to you guys a little bit. Why don't you guys tell everyone a little bit about who you are, your background, what got you into bodybuilding, maybe if you did some athletics beforehand, and then we'll kind of get into today's workout and the shows, okay? So, Vinny, why don't we start with you since you're better than Ed. We'll start with the first place. Start with the first place guy, and then we'll go from there.
All right, yeah, so I've pretty much been an athlete my whole life. Growing up, I was always involved in some kind of sport. All through high school, I did football and track. Got into college, started, I didn't really have anything to compete for. So I started, the aspect of bodybuilding and got really into that. And then, went into personal training, got a lot of influences from different kind of old school bodybuilders and just really went with it and love it. It's definitely a lifestyle now for sure.
Awesome. And then Ed, talk a little bit about your background and then what got you into bodybuilding? Physique.
There's a big difference. Yeah. I'm going to echo what...
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, I know, my God. I'm going to echo what Vinny said. I've been an athlete in high school and college. I ran track in college. Was never that fast because I would bodybuild before practices. And then became a trainer, kind of went with my passion, and then everyone's like, well, you're a trainer. Oh, you look pretty built. Oh, when are you going to compete? When are you going to compete? And it's hard not to compete when you have so many good coworkers who are all competitors, and they push you into it. And so I'm so glad I did, because the men's physique competition is kind of made for guys like me and Vinny, who classically build, aesthetic. In my mind, that's what physique is. I'm glad they started, too. And competed.
Well, and let's talk about the physique stigma for a second, because everyone likes to. Well, I'm gonna pick that because I do make some fun of some physique guys, and I want to explain why. Because a lot of physique guys that are competing just don't have legs. Mm-hmm. They just don't want to train legs, and you guys are the complete opposite of that. Now, Ed, I've seen you in the gym, and I know you train legs, and not only do you train legs, we train them a couple times a day sometimes, and you got the whole Ed Honn drop set thing going. So.
8 workouts a day.
Because a lot of bodybuilders will bag on the physique guys because they come in, it's all upper body, and they walk around on pigeon legs. In fact, I had a picture up on my Facebook. It was of a flamingo, and with the small legs. And it's a joke, and because as a bodybuilder, I've trained legs, but you guys do train legs. Mm-hmm. So I think that is a big proponent to the fact that you're not the typical guy that picks physique. So, I mean, Vinny, I don't know that much about you. Hate to say it. How often are you training legs? Because I know Ed trains them sometimes twice a week.
Yeah, I like to hit legs twice a week, too, kind of beginning and the end of the week. I do typically maybe a Monday, Tuesday, and then a Saturday kind of a leg day, focusing on either more of a quad, full leg and quad, or full leg and hamstring. But, yeah, I hit legs twice a week for sure.
Yeah, so I find that that's more of a testament to probably the athletic backgrounds that you guys have. Mm-hmm. Obviously, running track is a lot of leg stuff, and you playing 800 sports.
Yeah.
You're going to grow up being like, I can't skip leg day. No. So I think that's cool. So kudos to you guys. I just want to touch on that real quick. But let's talk about the last show you guys did. Obviously, just coming off that, we're about a week removed from that show. It was the NPC Continental Jeff Johnson show out in Ottawa, Illinois. Now, Ed, that was your 4th show.
Yeah.
And Vinny, that was your
second
right.
Show.
So, and the first show you did was
Mid-Illinois. Yeah.
With Ed, and you took, I want to say, 4th?
5th. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm just moving you up.
Right?
We took 2nd place.
I was 3rd. I don't know.
I think you took the overall. So we'll just,
yeah.
Who cares, right? No one's going to go back and look. Yeah. No, so you took 5th place at that show. Obviously, your first show to come out and place is huge. So kind of what was that feeling like? And then, how much did that play into you wanting to do this more and more?
Being a competitor my entire life, I was definitely, I would say, happy with the 5th place finish. Obviously, you come into something and you want to, win. You always want to win at what you do. But, for it being my first show, kind of wet behind the ears, I really thought that, with a 5th place finish, it kind of started to establish myself in the sport. And then I definitely pushed me and gave me a lot of motivation to actually come into this next show that we just finished a week ago and really try to just bring it home. So
the one thing I want to touch on is the physique class at the Mid-Illinois had 23 guys, if I'm not mistaken.
There were 4 in short, and then 22 or 23 in tall.
That was crazy.
Yeah, because you guys were in the tall class.
Tall.
I know, because you guys,
5'9".
because you barely fit in this room. You're so huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that was not, like, oh, I took 5th. Yeah, but there was 5 guys. No, this was a stacked class. I mean, they kept pulling guys out. I remember sitting in pre-judge. I'm like, Jesus, when's this class going to end? Yeah, so it was a huge show. So 5th place at that show is not like I took 5th out of 5. Like, you took 5th out of a huge class. So that's huge. And then, Ed, obviously that was your first show. It wasn't a show that you were actually thinking about doing to begin with, and you were like, you know what, I'll jump in. And why don't you explain how that worked out for you?
Well, I remember we originally planned on doing the Rockford show, and I was like, well, I get in shape pretty quick. And I had some other friends doing it. My ex-girlfriend at the time, Kelly Sue, was doing it. She did great, too. I had other friends, my friend Darren and Sean Dawson. We all did. So it was a good show because all my friends were doing it. So I'm really glad I did. And I was waiting to go off stage. I was like, they're not going to call me out to the side. I was like, well, I'm done, ready to eat cake. And they're like, well, number 22. And I was like, I was pretty shocked I got call-outs. So, so I was really happy that I did the show and even got call-outs, and I was pretty astounded to make 3rd place.
Yeah, and again, 3rd place in a very stacked class. And I don't think anyone would have complained if you'd have been even in 2nd. It was a tough show to judge. I was there, and I told you when you walked off stage, I think it was really close. So obviously from there, got the bug. All right, and then so you went, and I know you did your next show, and that placing didn't go well either, right?
No, the tan was horrible. I was bloated. No, Then we thought, hey, might as well do Illinois State and see what bigger competition. And then again, I went up against my buddy Joe Dugenia at Export, trainer too. Great guy, great physique. I don't know why he does more physique shows. He's got a great build. And with no call-outs, only 5 or 6, 8 guys, something like that in my class. Yeah. And then, I don't know, it went pretty well. I was pretty shocked again to win that show.
Well, you didn't win the class. You won the overall.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, winning the class is one thing, but then you're the best in multiple classes. This is your 2nd show. I mean, it took me 10 years to get an overall, and this is your 2nd show, and you're winning overall. So, I mean, that's a testament to the fact that this is almost ideally built. Physique is ideally built for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, physique to me is classic bodybuilding. You go back to 50s, 60s.
Zane.
Yeah, I was about to say, the way Frank Zane poses, you look at the Frank Zane, he looks like a national level men's physique guy. Yeah. So that's what I aspire to. I think most people try to look like that, but that's men's physique to me.
I'm sure if you say Frank Zane should do men's physique, I don't think he'd ever talk to you again.
Yeah, by the way, he won the Olympia a few times too. No, but that's what I aspire to, just classical, proportionate. That goes back to harkens back to leg training too, but just aesthetics. Yeah.
So you did that, and then you went to juniors just to get your feet wet. It was kind of an experience thing. We're not going to touch on it a lot. I know it's a sore subject.
Talk about it.
But it was a good learning experience. You did a national level show. Let's be honest. Most guys that compete aren't going to see the national level. You did one of your first 3 months of working out for bodybuilding or for physique. So I think that's pretty awesome. So let's fast forward to the battle at the Bay here, the Continental show, the Battle of the Corn, maybe. So you guys come into this show again, another huge show. I want to say there was 13 in Physique B. Was that right?
Yeah, I was lucky number 13. Yeah.
Okay, so and you were the last guy. Yeah. So you guys walk out. Obviously, you guys are friends now, so you guys work out together. Coming out first and second in that show. Talk a little bit about what that does for your confidence moving forward. And did you think you were doing that well?
Absolutely not. You could ask this guy backstage before prejudging. I basically had a panic attack, like mental breakdown. I was like, oh my God, I'm so flat. I don't look right, and I was just freaking out. And then we started pumping up, and things started clicking here and there. And then I was like, you know what? It did all you can do. Just walked out on stage and hit everything right. And then all of a sudden, they're doing call-outs, and I thought they called 14. And I was standing there, and I'm like...
And you're like, who the hell's number 14?
Like, wait a minute, where's this guy next to me? And then I was like, no, there's 13. I'm 13. Why aren't I moving? I felt like my feet were frozen because I was the last number to be called. And then I think people were, like, yelling my name to, like, go out in the middle. They're like, Vinny, they called you. Like, go. And so I walked out, and then they're doing the comparisons, and all of a sudden... It was me and Ed splitting center, and it was great. I mean, it was an awesome experience at that point in time. I felt like, it was really cool just to kind of, like, be there, just right there, splitting center, and just getting compared. It was awesome.
Now, Ed, what was going through your mind? Because obviously coming off of Illinois State, you get moved to the middle, you win the overall. Coming to this show, you were immediately moved into the middle as well. It was you and Vinny in the middle. They never moved you from the middle. So obviously you've got to know, I'm fighting for this thing.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to redeem myself. I got so dejected after that last show. I wanted to come in and Brian Smith, my coach, I worked with him. He got me in phenomenal shape. And I went out there, and I was pretty confident. I knew I was hoping to make first call-outs. And then I did. I went up there, and it felt really good. And then when they said, they switched me in the middle, and I know it was going to be me and Vinny. I was rooting for him backstage. I was trying to keep his spirit.
And by rooting, you mean you were giving him cupcakes?
Yeah, I was
Hey, you need to fill out a little bit more.
You should have more water. Let me give you some Gatorade.
A lot of water and cake. No, thank God I had a good friend. We spent a lot of time backstage, and I had so much fun. It was the most fun I ever had on stage because we were smiling, posing hard. It's more a camaraderie thing. It's a healthy competition.
Absolutely, yeah. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. So now moving forward, obviously you guys have picked some shows. Let's talk a little bit about the shows you guys picked. Ed, you kind of talked about Junior USAs and Junior Nats.
Well, it's not set in stone, but those are my plans right now. I want to go back and bring an even better package, of course, put size in the right areas, come in even more conditioned, and just really make, I don't know what placing, but just do much better at the national scale than I did last year. So.
And then, Vinny, now are you guys going to try to train for the same shows, or do you have a different plan?
Just thinking about stepping on a national stage is still kind of foreign to me. I can't wrap my head around it quite yet. I almost jumped on a plane to Florida at the end of November. There's a show in Fort Lauderdale, and I was like, yeah, national stage, awesome. But then I was like, no, dummy, you're not ready for that.
Yeah.
So,
people, and just to touch on that, and I'm glad you said it, because a lot of people, they go to the local level, and they go, I'm ready for nationals. Now, just so people listening, they may or may not understand how bodybuilding works. There's 5 national level shows, but there's 4 that are kind of the big dogs. You've got the nationals and the USAs, which is where a lot of guys go pro, and then you've got your junior nats and your junior USAs, which is kind of a stepping stone. It's a huge jump, as Ed can attest to, from the local level even to the junior national stage, and then to go to nationals, which nationals is the largest national level show of the year. So probably a smart move to maybe pump the brakes and try some of the earlier shows.
I definitely, it was all in my head. I was like, yeah, let's do it. You're coming off this, this big win, and I was just floored. And then you just got to, just like you said, pump the brakes, take a step back, look in yourself in the mirror, and you have to be the one to tell yourself, no, you're not ready. You have to tell yourself that you're not ready, because, you can't.
Do you need to take that call? We can hold up the whole interview. I know you're kind of a big deal now.
It's my mom.
It's your mommy. It says mommy on his phone, so it's mommy. Tell her you're doing an interview.
I will, yeah. No, and then because I don't want to make a bad name for myself on the national level. You know what I mean? I definitely want to jump on that stage and have a presence and be a force to be reckoned with. And I want to make sure that people know who I am when I get there, and I don't want to come in this not ready guy and being like, oh, who's this chump, thinking he could compete at a national level. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to make sure everything's 150%.
So with all that said, have you picked a show? Is there something you circled on the calendar as this is what I'm going to go for?
Yeah, definitely Junior Nationals I think is going to be the next step for me, and then try to healthily get in as many shows as possible, because this does do a lot to you physically and mentally. I don't know how this kid's made out of iron. He did 4 shows in I think 3 months or something like that. It's ridiculous.
He's not made out of iron. He's an idiot. Do you want?
No,
just pick it up. Let's talk to your mom real quick. Just put her on speaker and we'll talk to her.
I'm not just telling me. But yeah,
your laundry's done.
Yeah, funny you should say that. But yeah, no, it's So I definitely want to make sure I have a plan of attack and just set those shows up and just really kind of nail it.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about today's workout. Now, how often do you guys grab workouts together?
I think probably once every 2 weeks or so. Hopefully more. I think more now, at least maybe once a week in the future, because obviously you want. I need good training partners, and I'm lucky enough to.
Well, let's be honest. When you're competing, it's extremely hard to find people that'll go through the rigors, because it's I need to get in here at this time. I got to push. It's hard to find. I choose through workout partners when I was competing. Yeah, really. I would sometimes go through 2 or 3 just in one contest prep, because I would murder people in the gym. They couldn't keep up, and I was on low carbs. So obviously moving forward, this is You guys are going to get more workouts together?
Yeah, I think we are.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it's always good to find someone that kind of just gets it. You know what I mean? It's hard, obviously, you know, getting the schedule set up and things like that. But, you know, coming to places like USA where you can come on the weekend and stuff and, you know, just come here and do it, I think is good. And plus, obviously, we have that camaraderie and that competitive nature. But it's good to see what your competition is doing. I mean, you gotta keep an eye on them. You know, I'm like, oh, okay.
So now, when you guys work out, are you like, well, he did 14, I'm going to do 15 just to one up him?
I was keeping track of the reps in my mind.
Squeezing a little bit harder, you know, making sure the form's good. But yeah, no, it's all good though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see competitors that can compete against each other. One guy wins and there still could be friends. So let's talk a little bit about this workout today. We had to kind of slow it down just because I'm trying to film it. But you guys were doing some supersetting. We started with the pull-ups and the bent over rows. Those did get superset together. The video is really not going to portray that as well as it should. Okay. But you went from bent over row right into the pull-ups. And the whole workout was kind of superset like that. Why do you choose to superset? And is that something that you normally do in the workouts?
In my competition phase, yes, obviously, a whole lot of giant sets and supersets. But I think working with a partner, it's really conducive to supersets. You're not wasting time, moving quick. You know, I'm trying to move slower in my workouts to put on some quality mass, and you know, that's something I'm not used to. Right. I'm used to, you know, kind of balls to the wall continuously for 3 hours.
Yeah, Ed's like a superset machine. Yeah. Me, I'm like, let me do, you know, 8 reps. Check my Facebook, you know, maybe shoot a text message to my mom because she keeps on calling me, and then I'll jump back into another set, you know what I mean? But like working out with this guy, it's like I gotta keep my inhaler next to me because he just like keeps on going. But I mean,
I've seen him in the gym, and it's like there's no rest. It's like his rest is like battle ropes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can't.
So now you go through his style of workouts. Does Ed ever go through more of your style of workouts, where it's a slower Facebook checking workout?
No, he doesn't.
Well, it's good to see that his ego hasn't gotten in his head.
No, I mean, I like to, you know, obviously switch it up. The supersets are good. Ed's very, very knowledgeable. So for me, it's almost like I'm getting this great trainer as well as a workout partner. You know what I mean? Because I learn a lot from him. You know, he's about 10 years older than me. So.
Oh yeah.
He's a dinosaur. He creaks when he walks.
No, so it's good. So it's like it works out for me too to, you know, get this great training partner as well as a trainer that I can kind of learn from as well.
Okay. So we went from the pull-up bent over row, went over to the lat pull down. We did a underhand, if I'm not mistaken, with the Dorian seated row.
Yeah, Yates Row.
Okay. So what do you guys like about those particular exercises? Why'd you choose those?
I really like.
And not because they were just so close to each other.
Well, we did a kind of a wide for width pull up, and then a nice underhand free row. So then you got to go.
Hang on a second. Your mom's pissed. Now she's sending text messages. Like, why are you ignoring me right now?
The underhand lat pull down too. You know, it feels really good in lower lats. You know, you keep that strict. You go right into the Yates row. It's a heavier supported row, more upper back. I like to, you know, I pick movements. You kind of want to superset something upper and lower. That's how I.
What almost looked like almost the whole workout. You did something that was a wide movement, then a filling movement, and you alternated when we did the rows, it was filling first, wide after. Then the next thing it was something wide with a filler afterwards. So I liked the ingenuity of the workout because a lot of guys are like, it's heavy, I'll pick it up. But you guys are putting a lot of thought into this workout because let's be honest, in physique, what do they want to see? They want to see a wide back, a great taper, but they want to see the thick rhomboids, the thick erectors, you know, the thick mid traps.
Back is so expansive too. I'll probably start doing 2 back days a week, one for width and one for mass, because you can literally do so many movements for back.
Yeah, because it's not like chest. You've got upper, lower, and middle. You know, back you got rhomboids, traps. You know, there's so many different muscles back there. So we went from there. We went to a close grip pull down with a regular grip. And then we did the dumbbell row with, I believe it was a 90-pound dumbbell. I tried to get it in the video. It was hard. You guys were moving fast. I was trying not to get in the way and get run over like running with the bulls. So again, we did another lat movement with another filler. What do you like about the dumbbell row? Vinny's not in the interview anymore. His mom's texting him. She wants him to pick up milk and eggs on his way home.
I like a 3-point stance dumbbell row. You know, it's unilateral, and I like to bring it up a little in front of my body and then back and on diagonal.
Almost like pulling a lawnmower cord?
Yeah, of course. That's why they call it lawnmowers, right?
Funny how that works. No, yeah, I mean, I like I feel like you just get so into it just because it's such like a, I don't know, just like a monster movement, I think, and it just like really, you could really
Block rows.
feel it like everywhere, and it just gives you like a really solid pump, and you feel like a, I don't know, I kind of feel like a monster when I'm doing it. It's like a mental thing, you know, like if you got to be into it to do it, for me at least, and like you see yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I'm repping out this 90-pound dumbbell.
One of the things I like about the dumbbell rows too is it's a lot of core.
Yes.
You're having to stabilize it, you know, because you can do that thing on a machine. There's 800 machines that'll hit your back, but hitting those free weights will hit that core too. So, refresh my memory. Then we went to the cables and we did a high rope with the rope pull down. Again, we're doing a row with another lat movement. So again, I like that you were consistent through the whole workout. And you know, sometimes I film some of these and people are like, I'll just kind of pick 5 exercises and however they fall. But it looked like this was, you know, there's a lot of thought process behind it. So,
Sorry, I'm a big student of bodybuilding and physique training. I follow pros. I learn from other competitors, and I actually wrote most of this workout about 2 hours beforehand. You know, I always go off instinctive training, and of course I'm going to ask Vinny what he wants to do.
you're just not going to give a damn. Vinny's like, no.
This is the Ed show.
I make suggestions, but it's pretty much just pissing into the wind.
Put him in the box, and he gets them later when he has free time. So yeah.
I love brainstorming stuff. I love coming up with new things. I take what works. I take the best stuff and put it in somewhat organized, logical manner.
Yeah.
And then we finished. We did a kneeling kind of lat pull downs, more of kind of a squeezing motion for you guys. And then we jumped up and did the underhand pull. So tell me, what do you guys like about those particular exercises?
I think with those in particular, just the squeezing everything, just making sure that you're contracting and fully just getting that range of motion, because I think that's so important that people forget is the range of motion in exercises, because you want to keep that smoothness and that fluidity, and you don't want to, I mean, especially with physique on stage, like posing and stuff like that, you have to be smooth and you have to be fluid, and I think that when people just get short and choppy, they kind of get blocky and they can't really move how they should be, and keeping that like aesthetic kind of like old school look while they're on stage.
You agree?
Yeah. I mean, especially back too. You really want to stretch that lat out. Get a full blood. Get a nice nice stretch. Peak contraction. You know, for all the rolling we did, I tried to emphasize a little squeeze. You know, all the way come up, stretch it, and then come back and really squeeze that peak contraction. At least make an attempt at it. I know it gets heavy.
Yeah. Plus, it looked good on camera too.
And it looked really good.
Yeah.
By the way.
Well, and it was a lot of begging on my part for you guys to take your shirts off. So it was tough for me to get you guys to be half
My mom
naked.
always says, don't take your top off unless you get the money first. So I didn't see any of that yet, but that's probably coming later.
Yeah, well, if you get a sponsorship, then you can take your shirt off all the time. So awesome. So it was a really cool workout. You know, I love coming in here. You guys do stuff different. I hate to see guys come in and do the same 4 exercises. So it was really exciting to watch you guys. So I appreciate you guys coming down. I know it's a Saturday. I know it's the middle of the day. I'm sure you had a lot more important things to do with your life.
No,
This is Ed's 14th workout today. It's only 3 o'clock.
This is what I do on Saturdays. So yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome. So anyone you guys want to thank or give a shout out to just for following your career? I'll start with number 1 first.
Oh God, again. I mean, obviously just my family. It's really nice because they kind of get it when I get into my contest prep mode, and you know it's true what they say. You do get a little mean, and they take the blunt end of it, and they give it back to me right away. So it makes me feel better about myself. I don't feel like so mean about it. But they've always supported me, and you know, my buddy Vince Marzullo, he helped me out a lot. He kind of really got me involved with the aspect of bodybuilding and everything like that. And Mark Casey helped me out a lot when I was just starting at X-Sport, and those guys that kind of like got me into the sport, and you know, I thank them for that because it really teaches you a lot about life. Just like the discipline and the mental aspect of it too is something that I really latched onto. Just that drive and dedication that's required.
Awesome. And Ed?
My coach Brian Smith, he got me in great shape. Looking forward to working with again for my next shows. All my various training partners, Faye, Joe, Sean, Adrian, Toya, blah, blah, blah. I train with a lot of people. Co-workers, my clients are putting up with me. Sometimes I cancel because I work out so much. But, yeah, just everybody who's put up with me and helped me for this prep. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. So, obviously, we want to try to follow you guys through the off-season, so maybe we'll grab some workouts once you guys kind of fill up and eat a little bit. I mean, I'd like to see maybe like a dynamic leg workout or something, because I think that'd be kind of fun. I've seen some of your workouts. I think that'd be kind of cool for everyone to see that. But and we also want to thank USA Gym for letting us come down here today.
For For sure. Thank you so much. I love this gym.
Awesome.
I love this gym.
This is my first time here, and I'm literally addicted to it. It's just so old school. It's so...
See, you're young, so you don't remember the old school gyms
Yeah,
that had the
no,
metal
I-
weights, no air conditioning.
Yeah, I have rust on my hands. I mean, for me, that's just like the best. Like, because you go to these like prissy gyms where, you know, like I hate to.
Where
say-
Ed works.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got lunk alarms going off and stuff like that. It's like you could be a lunk here and it's okay. And that's what
They encourage the lunk.
That's what I like about USA. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we do appreciate you guys coming on. Obviously, huge success. You guys have a huge future in the sport. If anyone wants to get a hold of you for either advice, questions, sponsorships, or whatever the case may be, Ed, we'll start with you. Where can they get a hold of you?
Don't judge me. My Facebook is Ed Pretty Boy Honn, Honn, and my Instagram is at Mr. Physique.
Okay. So they can catch you there. And then, Vinny, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, Facebook as well. It's Vinny with a Y, not an IE. I'm not Minnie Mouse. Vinny with a Y, Lawdenski. You can catch me on Instagram, too. It's at Cenzo Lorenzo. It's a little nickname from college. I have my kicks set up there. You know, I help out a lot of people as much as I can with different kinds of supplement, diet advice as far as workouts are concerned, too. Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, the best display of my physique is definitely on my Instagram for sure.
Or if they want to catch you guys, you'll be doing 9 workouts a day at various gyms around Chicago.
Checking in everywhere just as I drive past them.
Right, just
Yeah.
13 check-ins.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
the hell did he get a workout in 20 minutes? He's at another gym. I just grabbed a protein shake. Come on away. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on. For Ed, Pretty Boy Honn, we'll go with that. And Vinny, do you have a nickname? Like Vinny the Chin or something?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
We'll have to come up with
Silk,
something.
maybe.
Vinny Silk,
Yeah.
Silk, smooth as silk. So for Ed, Pretty Boy Honn, and Vinny Lawdenski, this is Eric Posaple with Body Morph Pros, and we'll see all of you back in the gym. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.